Hey there, it's Kat, and this is Brews and Reviews. Today's video is going to be a 7 on Sunday. 7 on Sunday is a Goodreads group that was created by G Swizzle. I'll leave a link to it down below so you guys can go follow. Essentially, Grace comes up with a bunch of prompts and then we do them on Sundays. Except for me, who is not doing this on Sunday because I fail at getting things done on time. So this is late. This was the prompt for the 31st of October, and I just failed at being on time. I'm also sick, so maybe you can give me a break. Also, I would understand if you didn't, because I'm just really bad at keeping track of when I should put things up on what days and stuff. Anyway, moving on from the fact that you're going to have to listen to this horribly nasally voice for this entire video, because I can't really do anything about it. I mean, I tried like sniffing loads of Olbasol and it just doesn't help. Nothing helps. So let's talk about the topic of today's video. It is dark books, and I really wanted to do this topic because I feel like I read some dark things, but it turns out not as many as I thought, because when I was researching for this video I was like, yeah, it's dark, but I didn't necessarily love it and didn't want to really recommend it. And other times I just thought, well, is it dark enough? Does it count? I don't know. So we're just going to talk about 7 books because brain no functiony. Let's go. So the first book on this list is Skin Deep by Liz Nugent. This book is about a socialite who is just an absolutely terrible human being, and she does a whole bunch of horrible stuff. The book starts off with her having left a corpse in her house and going out to the French Riviera to party. It's honestly filled with some horrible, horrible things that I don't even really want to describe. But if you're looking for a book that is about horrible people that is done in the right way, with a very satisfying ending, then I would recommend this one. It does get really dark. Like, when I say this woman is horrible, she is absolutely one of the worst people I've ever read about. She does some really horrible shit. So enjoy! The next book that I want to talk about is a graphic novel that I recently picked up. It is called Something is Killing the Children, and I feel like the title says pretty much all of what I need to say about this book. It's a book about monsters that can't be seen by adults that kill children. Yeah, I feel like you can tell that it's dark from the cover as well, but yeah, that's pretty much the premise for this one and why it is dark. The next book I want to talk about is Tender as the Flesh, and this book is about a world in which animals and animal products are inedible because they've supposedly been poisoned and can't be consumed by humans. So, you know, to substitute for the meat market, humans have been reared to be eaten. And you sort of go through a whole lot of human food factory type things, including slaughterhouses, tanneries, things like that. It's very dark. At one point, somebody has sex in a butcher shop with all the blood and stuff. Yeah. There's also animal abuse. There are a couple of animals that do appear in here, and some bad things happen to them, so if you really can't stand reading that, it really got to me, and I found that that was really dark. Obviously the concept of the whole thing is really dark, in, you know, all the people murder and eating people. I mean, I don't eat meat anyway, so the way that I look at what was happening in this book is kind of how I see what is happening to animals as well, you know, now. But that is my own personal preference. I don't object to anybody else eating meat if that's what you want to do. I just don't personally like that. But yeah, that book is dark as fuck, really heavy. It's a time. If you want to have an experience with the book, that is one that you definitely have an experience with. The next book on this list is also an experience book. It's definitely one that left me thinking a lot after the fact, and I actually ended up enjoying it more the more I thought about it. And that is The Unit by Nini Holmquist. You've probably heard me talk about this book before. It's set in a world where once you get to 50 as a woman and 60 as a man, you get shipped off to this place called The Unit if you are childless, might I add, because obviously you are no more used to society at that point in time, apparently. Anyway, you are used as medical experiments to test drugs, fitness things, give organs away. You're essentially just medical fodder. So that's great. This actual book follows our main character, who's a woman who finds love when she's in the unit. Once she's had a taste of love and potential things that could come from that, she doesn't really want to be there anymore. The next book I want to talk about is The Terror by Dan Simmons. This book is about a bunch of sailors on ships that got lost when they were trying to find the North Arctic Passage? North Atlantic Passage? I don't know, brain, no thinky think. The ships got lost. They were real ships, they got lost. And in this book, it is the supposed tale of what had happened to all of the sailors. There's some dark shit in here. I distinctly remember scurvy being a thing, and a really gross thing. But also cannibalism and a monster. I really feel like you can tell that my brain's not working properly today, but also it's just gonna roll with it. It's fine. It's fine. The next book on this list is The Hanover Block by Gregor Zane. I like to recommend this book because it was a ride. Again, an experience. I don't know why I'm kind of drawn to that type of book, but I am. I wouldn't recommend the sequel though, I didn't enjoy the sequel very much. Anyway, this book is about a suburban American town where there are, you know, invisible alien blobs that appear in people's homes and back gardens and stuff. People kind of become obsessed with them. So the Hanover Block follows like the men of the town and what they do, and they all start building sheds so they can be alone with the blob. And it gets really dark because it is, for all intents and purposes, a story about obsession and a descent into madness, which I really enjoyed, even though it was really weird, because like what they do with the blobs is weird. But there's also some other stuff going on, including about a guy that likes to record everyone in the town, and he is a less than pleasant type of person because he likes to blackmail people with what he records. Anyway, nobody's a great person. It is weird and it is dark, and it gets darker when you actually figure out what is really going on. And the last book on this list is one that I really struggled to fill because I don't think this one counts as like weird or, you know, particularly dark, but I think it was a lot darker than I expected it to be, and that is Middle Game by Shauna Maguire. This book I struggle to explain, so I'm not going to try and explain it right now. There is alchemy involved, but a lot of child death, attempted suicide. This thing on the front of the cover is pretty dark just in itself. If you know what that is and you know how it's made, then you will know why. And if you don't read the book and find out, it is a really good book. I really enjoyed it, but it was a lot darker than I expected it to be when I was going into it. And I think that is partially because the only other thing that I'd read by Shauna Maguire at the time was the Every Heart Had Always series, and that's not really dark at all. Yeah, this was more dark than I expected. Anyway, those are 7 dark books that I wanted to talk about today. I hope I haven't traumatized anyone with any descriptions, but if you do decide to read any of the more traumatizing ones, I would love to know. I would really love to hear about it, because the more people reading weird shit, the better, I guess. If you made it this far into the video and you don't have anything to say, or you just want to leave me a comment to let me know you were here, please leave me a hand, because of this hand. A wavy hand. And if you like this video, please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!